Hello all, welcome back to our channel. I hope you are all doing good. In this video, we are going to discuss about cloud deployment models. In last video, we have discussed about uh, types of services which is provided by the cloud vendors. In this video, we are going to discuss about cloud deployment models. Okay, so what is cloud deployment models? So in an organization, we will be developing a lot of applications. Once the application gets deployed or once application gets developed, this needs to be deployed in any of the uh, infrastructure, right? So it may be for their own data center, company owned data center, or maybe it would be deployed into the cloud based uh, locations, right? So cloud based services. So when we talk about these scenarios, right, before cloud come into picture, so basically in each organization they'll have their own data center. They will be maintaining everything on once everything's set up, infrastructure, all the infrastructure has been set up. On top of that, we'll install OS. Then we will deploy our application to serve our customer needs, right? So now once the cloud services come into picture, what we will do, we have to choose for the nature of our applications. So there are three types of deployment model which will be provided by service providers. One is for public cloud, and another is for private cloud, and third one is for hybrid cloud. So these three deployment model will be available in order to use the organization to host their application into cloud. Okay, so it's fully depends on the company nature, right? So you can say uh, one company can opted for public, some companies they can opted for private, and some companies they'll be opted for both, which means hybrid. So we will discuss each and every models or each and every deployment models. So what scenario and how it will use and what purpose we are going to use that. Okay. So first deployment model is public cloud, right? In the public cloud, basically what it will be do. So you will go and procure, you will go and request the services, and once you will uh, launch your services, okay, you can use that. You are going to deploy your application in order to serve your clients. Okay, so in this case, uh, how public cloud will be used, right? So public cloud, as I told you, public cloud will be shared infrastructure, right? So which means that uh, the underlying hardwares, the networking concept, resources, infrastructure, everything would be shared, and that can be shared by the multiple companies or multiple organizations. That's what it would be shared. So if you go for the public cloud, which will be managed by respective cloud providers. Okay, then and another advantage is that yes, you can go pay as you go, right? So you can pay the bill or maybe pay the amount how much which you have been utilized from the service providers resources. Okay, easy to scale. Okay, which means that yeah, it is auto scale. So whenever your application grows, or maybe your volumes, or maybe from your client perspective, it will be reduced. It will be scaled automatically. That's what it is: auto scale down. Okay, less control over the hardware and security. Yes. So which means that yeah, this will be managed by the service provider, but still you can have that security. It's not like that security is not there, but it will be shared, and you don't have any control over that. But in case if you want to use with more security, what you have to do from the organization perspective, with respect to the public cloud, we have to write our own logic, or we have to write our uh, own code in order to make sure more secure. Okay, this is from the public cloud perspective. Then we'll go for the next cloud, which is for private cloud. So private cloud, which is used for specifically for single organization. So for example, one organization is coming and saying that, okay, so I need the dedicated infrastructure in order to run our workload. Yes. For example, maybe some companies like if you see about government organization, banking sector. insurance sector, right? So they'll be mostly running for their sensitive data information or maybe more sensitive kind of things. That is the reason they will be opted for the cloud service provider. The service provider will provide the services in order to so only means they will be providing the services for specific to that particular organizations. So everything, hardware, networking, storage, whatever the things, everything from the infrastructure, everything would be managed by respective, okay, particular company, and would be still they'll some of the uh, control will be handled or your data will move through the respective vendors or maybe the cloud vendors, but there are little bit, okay, so you can have still have some kind of um, uh, connectivity, both from the service provider as well as from your organization, but the infrastructure underlying hardware and for the storage and for the respective networking, everything would be dedicated to that respective organization. So that's what it is mentioned here, right? Dedicated to single organization. Everything will be dedicated to the single and more control security. Yes. So this is more control, right? You have with your own control, everything will be handled from your end with the means with the organization. So it will have full control. So you can have the control over all the data or flow and from the networking perspective, everything and customizable as your business need. Yes, you can make your customize means so in case if you want to store your data or maybe if you want to make your networking concept or maybe if you want to change some kind of flow everything or still you have that uh, kind of full flexibility you can still you can do that and higher cost. Yeah. So setuping and maintenance would be managed by you have to maintain everything and set up everything, which is from the providers, and you have to manage from the scratch. So obviously this would be higher cost. So the best use cases for this, right? So the organization which will be banking and financial and for the government organization in order to maintain their sensitive data or maybe for the should not allow the uh, data or maybe traverse the information with the public networking. Okay, that's what it means that private cloud. Then next cloud would be uh, for hybrid cloud. Okay, so hybrid cloud is kind of both uh, private and public, mix of private and public. So, for example, some of the organization they can in order to save cost, right? So they don't want to set up everything for all workload into their own data center. What they will do? So they some of the non-sensitive data inform or non-sensitive workloads has been run from the public cloud, and the sensitive details or maybe sensitive workload has to be some kind of workloads will be related to sensitive or maybe compliance or maybe auditing perspective that needs to be run from their dedicated as a data center. So which means that they'll have both facility in order to run their workloads. That's how it is hybrid. So means it is flexible to use. So some that's what we said. So all workload which is the workload which is categorized, which is not kind of sensitive, will be running into that public cloud, and the workload which will be feel the organization feel like these workloads will be sensitive. Those workload will be running into the uh, private cloud. So that's what it is. Both workload means the particular organization will be used or maybe for running their workload in both the places. That's what it is a public or in the hybrid cloud. Okay. So which means that it's best for both works, right? I means flexible and secure, and the workload can be you can move the workload between clouds because whatever the workload if you want to use from private and what are the workload if you want to move to cloud, you can easily move and you can run that, okay, from both the clouds and optimize cost. Definitely, right? So as I told you in the first point, See, in order to optimize cost, you don't want to run all your workload, which is non-segregated, means the workload which is segregated, which is for not a sensitive data. No need to run from your data center. It can be run it from the public cloud, and the sensitive data can be run it from your private cloud. So which means that, while balancing these things, right, you can optimize your cost so that you can't pay the much amount for the cloud service provider. And for these things, right, you can, yeah, so very large organization, or this suitable for very large or enterprise application. So they have the need for running their workload in both of the places. That's why it will be used for their uh, large enterprises. So these are the three concepts basically we will be using it, and we are doing for AWS series, and we are explaining each and every topics slowly one by one. So I need your support. In case if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe so that it will motivate me to create like this content. And the next set of videos will go for creating EC2 machines and launching the S3 bucket, all those things in upcoming videos. And I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if you feel that this will be helpful, and you can share it with your friends circle as well, so that they will also learn and grow. So all the very best. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.